Exactly 30 years to the day since an elderly couple were blasted to death with a shotgun, South Wales Police have announced a review of the unsolved double murder. Pensioners Harry and Megan Tozze were discovered at their farmhouse near Llanharry in Rhondda Cynon Taf in July 1993. Their daughter's boyfriend was wrongly convicted of the killings and later freed on appeal. Now detectives have engaged the expertise of one of the world's most respected forensic scientists in a bid to finally solve the case. I worked on the story when it first happened all those years ago, and tonight the couple's daughter Cheryl Jones and Jonathan Jones, who served time in prison for the murders, have spoken exclusively to this programme about today's developments. What happened at Tiarrowine Farm on a summer's day in 1993 horrified everyone who watched the news broadcasts.
The indications are that we are dealing with a murder inquiry here. This is a particularly gruesome case.
A retired church-going couple blasted in the head with a shotgun as they prepared lunch. Police believe Harry was the first to die before his wife was cut down as she ran. Unsolved for 30 years, the detective in charge told me he believes now is the right time to review the case.
Absolutely horrific murder. Two elderly people in their own home being shot with a shotgun. That shook the community then. It's still, I think, within the public conscious within Llanharry, is that it has cast a shadow of that community for 30 years. There are bereaved members of the family as well, and we do absolutely want to deliver justice for them and for the community of Llanharry as well. So yeah, that's what comes first here.
There have been several false dawns over the years with previous reviews, but the murdered couple's daughter, speaking exclusively to ITV News, cautiously welcomed today's announcement.
I've been wanting this to happen for such a long time because I don't believe that anyone could commit a murder of that nature and not leave traces. It's been like being on an emotional roller coaster because you think, oh yes, it's going to be solved, and then you go down again and up again. And that is really, really wearing. So no, I really, really welcome this development, yeah.
Let's be clear, this is not a full reinvestigation, but a forensic review. It is, however, significant, because leading that work will be the world-renowned forensic scientist Dr. Angela Gallup, who found key evidence in the Lynette White murder case back in 2003, and more recently in the Pembrokeshire murders case, where her groundbreaking work identified evidence that convicted serial killer John Cooper of 2 double shotgun murders. Dr. Gallup's focus will be the murder scene itself and what clues it might offer up even after all this time. Many key items that could reveal the killer's identity have been kept in storage. As this Scenes of Crime video shows, the killer or killers hid the bodies under piles of sacks and old carpet in the cowshed adjacent to the small farmhouse which had been in the family for generations. An enormous police investigation followed, dominating the news headlines for months. Police appealed for information about strange vehicles seen at the farm and a perplexing meeting that Harry was due to attend with a solicitor, all to no avail. But it does seem the couple were expecting a guest. The best cup and saucer had been laid on the table, so who were they? Then, 4 months after the murders, their daughter's boyfriend, Jonathan Jones, was arrested and charged. He was found guilty and jailed for life, only for the conviction to be overturned at the Court of Appeal. A free man again, he went on to marry the couple's daughter, who had stood by him throughout their ordeal.
There hasn't been, I think, a day in the last 30 years where we haven't thought about, and most days talked about, some aspect of this case. I mean, inside, I think we're both hugely excited, but we're trying to contain that and manage it as best we can. I have high hopes that the new technology will yield some results that will help us get to the bottom of this.
Despite the passage of time, police have today renewed their appeal for information. Someone, somewhere, might be keeping a dreadful secret.
Although this is a forensic review, we are still interested in any information people may have. So whether they have heard something, whether they've seen something, whether they've been told something by anybody, they are still able to contact us, and we will be releasing those details following this appeal.
What is it like living with something like this? I mean, your life changed utterly, didn't it, on that day?
It never goes away. You know, you wake up in the morning and everything seems normal, and then suddenly hits you that what's happened. And I think that whoever has committed this heinous crime will be found and brought to justice. That's my hope.
Cold cases, and especially this one, are hugely complex, and given the passage of time, there are no guarantees. But forensic science has, in the past, solved seemingly unsolvable cases. So maybe, just maybe, after all this time, the terrible events that happened at this farm will finally be explained, and the killer, or killers, unmasked.
And you can read much more on the background to this case and what happens next on our website. That's itv.com/Wales.